Mr. Speaker, I rise today to call for Congress to act with urgency to address the alarming news that we have just heard from Las Vegas of the discovery of yet another illegal, dangerous biolab run by Chinese nationals. In 2023, when the secret lab in Reedley, California came to light, thanks to the tremendous efforts of local officials there, I gave several speeches on this floor calling attention to the danger this posed to all Americans. I noted that we don't know how many similar such labs might be out there. After I requested an investigation, the House Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party reached a similar conclusion, that we don't know what other such labs might be out there. Well, unfortunately, it turned out to be true that we had reason for concern, because the lab that was just discovered in Las Vegas is run by the same individuals, but in the same sham LLC as the one that was uncovered in Reedley. What's more, officials described there materials and equipment that are consistent with the operation that was going on in Reedley. Commercial grade freezers and refrigerators, equipment for processing biological materials, thousands of vials, which are now under examination from the FBI. In Reedley, the pathogens that were discovered included E. coli, Ebola, malaria, HIV, tuberculosis, and we have every reason to believe that these same dangerous pathogens have been found in this latest Las Vegas lab. But the question still remains, Mr. Speaker, how many other such labs are out there? As my colleague from Fresno, Mr. Costa, just said on this floor, many local communities simply don't have the ability to uncover these things on their own. That's why we need a national framework. We need national resources. We need more national oversight, and that's precisely what my bill, co-authored together with Mr. Costa, a bipartisan bill, will do. So I'm calling today for an immediate markup of this legislation so we can get it passed through the House, signed into law, and protect our communities. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to provide a brief update on California high-speed rail, which thankfully in an overwhelming bipartisan vote, this House just voted to cut funding off for, and the President just signed that legislation into law. We are also now raising questions about what has happened to the $17 billion that has already been spent, and whether perhaps there might be fraud at issue, or at least waste or a lack of diligence in the use of taxpayer funds. I don't think it's any coincidence that as these efforts ramp up, the legislature is now considering a bill which the governor himself provided language for in a budget trailer bill, seeking to keep records related to high-speed rail secret, seeking to make it so this particular project it has a greater ability to keep information secret than anything else in the public domain in California. It just goes to show you how desperate the political leaders in California are, starting with the governor, to avoid any accountability here. The governor, for his part, by the way, yesterday held a big ceremony with much hoopla about a supposed milestone for high-speed rail, which is to say the completion of a single railhead in Kern County. Now, I'll remind the governor that this is the year 2026. The high-speed rail project was supposed to be complete, having a full-fledged high-speed rail system from Los Angeles to San Francisco 6 years ago in 2020. And yet we're supposed to get excited about the completion of a single railhead in 2026? Mr. Speaker, after 17 years and $17 billion, there still has not been any track laid for this project. The New York Times estimated that it won't be finished this century at the current pace. Even the rosiest, most optimistic projections of the authorities are that by 2045, almost 20 years from now, we might have a line that goes from Gilroy to Palmdale, which would mean that if you wanted to go from LA to San Francisco, you'd have to take one transit system 2 hours, get off that, get on the high-speed rail, then get off that in Gilroy and take another transit system 2 hours to get into San Francisco. A 6-hour trip with 3 transit systems in 2045 that you could do today in 1 hour on Southwest Airlines. Mr. Speaker, we have cut off federal funding for this boondoggle. It is time for the state to do the same and stop wasting the precious dollars of our hardworking taxpayers. I yield back.
Recognizes the